I'm sure many of us are eager to say goodbye to 2016. It's been a year full of celebrity loss, been a year of uncertain politics with a president that is very unpredictable, soon to be taking office. Um, a lot of uncertainty going on in 2016 and possibly extending to 2017. For myself, 2016 was a year full of ups and downs. There were certainly some high points. Going to Retro World Expo in October, getting to meet Pat the NES Punk for the first time was a huge high point. Getting to meet the RetroWare TV crew once again, always a big deal to me. Getting to meet Norm the Gaming Historian and Pixel Dan and Jay from the Game Chasers. I mean, that event is always going to be a high point as long as it goes on, and I'm certainly looking forward to Retro World Expo 2017. Another high point of 2016 was getting into a classroom with kids for the first time as a substitute teacher, something I didn't expect to do this year, but as circumstances had it, because I wasn't able to get back into college because of financial aid issues in the fall, I had to move my plans forward a little bit, and I've been substitute teaching since October. It is one of the most rewarding jobs that I've ever had. It is one of the most fun jobs I've ever had. Being a karaoke DJ ranks just a little bit higher because it is a little bit easier. Um, but working with kids and helping them learn and making a difference in their lives is certainly important to me and something I look forward to doing for many months and hopefully many years to come. But the down part of 2016 is I did have plans, creative plans for things that I wanted to do both on video and in a written form. I had opened up the Retro Referee website in February. I really had plans. I really had a vision of things that I wanted to do, and I'd started out well. But as always, when I start these projects, stuff happens. Whether it was health issues in 2015 or whether it was school just being overly demanding in 2016, and it was. Um, Taking a full course load of credits in the winter, spring, just wore me out after midterms. I ran out of gas and I really didn't have time to do much of anything after that. And then, in order to meet my substitute teaching quota, I needed to take some classes during the summer, so I took a full time course load in the summer, and that wore me out to the point where I was writing between 7 to 10 page papers for history every week for 8 weeks. It was very demanding and very tiring, and I had almost no energy left by the time all was said and done. And then, of course, when financial aid didn't come through for the fall and I wasn't going back to school, I had to scramble to be able to get myself a substitute teaching job, and now here I am. So, free time was at a premium, especially late in 2016. And to be honest, I haven't had a lot of time even to play video games. I think, whereas I used to play games at night, probably 3 or 4 nights a week, I play maybe one night a week now, and it's only for a couple of hours. So I just don't have a lot of free time anymore. And as a result, my creative output has kind of gone down the toilet, which I do regret. I feel bad about. So, what happens in 2017? Well, for starters, I'm not going to be making any kind of commitment from on any project that's not established. And that's probably going to be good news to a lot of people. I know that I have tried to reinvent myself a few times when I wanted to do video. I started with Retro Unscripted a few years ago, and that fell through. And then Consolation after that, I tried to resurrect that brand, and that fell through because of health issues. And then this year with Retro Referee, that just fell through because free time just wasn't there. And I think I've finally come to grips with the fact that with free time being as limited as it is, I can't spread myself too thin. Um, so any writing that I do is going to be with established projects that have invited me in to do things, whether it's for retroware or whether it's for Sega Does, which I've done some Genesis sports game reviews for, or whether it's for other projects. There's one that I really don't want to jinx or mention that is kind of sort of maybe in the works, and I am certainly committed to that if that happens. But other than that, personal stuff I'm going to be keeping in a minimum just because I can't commit to it. I don't have the time. Video wise, if I do have free time, that's what I really want to commit the time to. Video is where it's at these days. Whether it is just someone like me sitting here in the seat talking about things, whether it's in front of a video game playing on the screen or in front of a shelf full of games, that seems to be where people are. And because of my format, you don't even have to watch my face. You can just listen to me gab as you're doing housework or driving in the car or whatever it is that you're doing. So that's really what I'd like to focus on in 2017 with what creative time I do have. I do have some ideas in terms of video. I would like to talk more about demo discs. I talked in my Christmas pickups video that I got a couple of jam packs for the PS2 for my mom. I have one more coming from Amazon, maybe another one if I get it ordered, if I have enough money left over. I did pick up some more jam packs in the second half of 2016 as well. Plus, I have a bunch of demo discs in my drawer, and I'd like to be able to just talk about those and why I find those so important and so interesting. In addition, I do have a ton of sports games in my library. I'd like to be able to talk about those a bit more, talk about their influence on me, why I find them to be so important, why I collect them, why I find them so fascinating, and even maybe to talk about certain series as time allows. So the ideas for content are plentiful. It's not that I've run out of things to talk about, even if they're repeats. It's just a matter of the time and the energy in balancing it out with school and or teaching, and then just getting it done. And the other thing is, with the advent of VidMe, which is another video delivery service where I'm uploading my videos to, as well as YouTube now, I want to stay within the 10-minute time frame. No more of these 15, 20-minute pickup videos in 2017. I really need to stay away from those. They take too long. Nobody sits around for 15 to 20 minutes to watch me unwrap things. I do have a couple of wrapped PlayStation games that I'll be getting in, and I'll be sure to unwrap those in a pretty quick fashion so that they don't run over. So I'm trying to get the video time down so that it doesn't take forever. I do have some ideas. I'm trying to get some energy and a decent shooting space with which to get that done. But video, if I do anything creative, is really going to be where it's at for 2017, with the exception of established writing projects that I may be a part of. So that's what's going to happen in 2017 in terms of a creative standpoint. Now, in terms of a collecting standpoint, one thing I really want to do in 2017 is I want to continue to collect demos if I can find them, especially PlayStation Underground demos for the original PlayStation or the PlayStation 2. Again, I do find these fascinating, not just because of the demos that are on offer, but because of all of the extra stuff that are on the discs, whether it's interviews, behind-the-scenes stuff, tech stuff, code archives. I mean, these were all things that used to get packed into these discs. And it was a cornucopia of stuff when you got it in the mail or got it inside of a magazine. It wasn't just the games, it was everything else. And especially with PlayStation Underground demos before the official PlayStation magazine, coming home one day from work or from school or whatever, looking in your mailbox and finding one of these sleeves that has 2 discs from PlayStation Underground in there was really cool because you just popped it into your PlayStation. It was something you didn't expect, and you could try out the games that were coming before they were out. You get to watch these interviews. You get to watch how the favorite games that you had or the games you were looking forward to, how they were made. And I find that to be very fascinating. So demo discs are a big thing. I do have some more sports games in my sights that I'd like to try and add to my library to finish up some series. I'm also looking to build up a few more RPGs in my library. I got Shining Force Neo for Christmas. It's on its way. It should be here this weekend. But I'm hoping to get Shining Force EXA as well. All those hack and slash dungeon kind of RPGs, which are right up my alley. I'm trying to get more of those. So I'm looking for those. I'm also trying to get my original PlayStation collection, hopefully, fingers crossed, over 500 by 2017's end. So that's what I'm looking for to 2017. I know it's kind of nebulous and it is a little bit less than I would like, but it's better to be straightforward and honest and not put a huge ceiling of expectations, but rather set a floor for expectations and see if I can meet those. So, have an awesome New Year's Eve, a Happy New Year, and we'll do it again in 2017. Until then, take care.